The 40-second Caitlin Clark advertisement that Nike has released is going viral. Headlines everywhere, millions of views. There is an enormous amount of hype. A'ja Wilson, on the opposite side of the spotlight, is irritated, ignored, and watching as the rookie sensation rules not only the court but also the sneaker game, while the internet is going crazy over Clark's signature sneakers. She's not taking it lightly, I assure you. Do you believe Nike has finally identified their biggest star? And what does A'ja Wilson stand to gain from this? Caitlin Clark's first solo ad since joining the WNBA was finally published by Nike, and the outcome is exactly what you would expect from the WNBA's face.
Here with you guys today, Nike finally delivers Caitlin Clark PE.
Nike's action is more than just another brand partnership. It seems to be a clear and loud indication that they may have now come to the realization that they were funding the wrong side of the league all along. This has to hurt if you're an A'ja Wilson fan. On May 6, 2025, Nike debuted A'ja Wilson's signature shoe, the Nike 01, in the pink Aurora colorway.
What's up, everybody? This is A'ja Wilson from the Las Vegas Aces. Clearly, I had too much fun at my jersey retirement party, but I'm here to dive into the A1. Man, it feels pretty surreal to know that I am Nike's signature athlete and I have my first shoe, the A1.
According to reports, the first shoe release sold out in under 5 minutes. The $230 to $300 range of resale prices on websites like eBay and stocks more than doubled the $110 original price, suggesting a very robust aftermarket demand. At first, it fulfilled all of A'ja Wilson's dreams. In less than 5 minutes, the pink Aurora colorway was gone from the stores. An important occasion for women's basketball in general as well as for her career. This is where things start to become pretty intriguing. Nike didn't simply put A'ja Wilson's name on a shoe and call it a day. They put everything on the line. They collaborated closely with her for a full 2 years to create the Nike A1. It wasn't hurried. They treated her like a VIP. A'ja had complete creative freedom. She chose the materials by hand, shaped the design, and ensured that the shoe conveyed her message. She received personalized logos. The details included hidden messages. The pink Aurora colorway had a deeper meaning than merely being fashionable. That trainer's curves and stitches were deliberate.
A little bit more about the shoe, like the details, what some of the Easter eggs are. Ooh, yes, we have plenty of Easter eggs on here. Obviously, I feel like the biggest thing is the ring because it just looks amazing. You can see it in all aspects wherever you are. It's blinding, wow. Right. Show your eyes.
She briefly served as the face of WNBA merchandise, which is the league's main selling point. Interviews flooded in. Her shoes were being rocked by fans on the court. However, things began to change after that. The buzz subsided. Sales declined. The conversation on social media subsided. And Nike released a dazzling new advertisement just as the limelight started to wane. This time, it's for Caitlin Clark rather than A'ja. The story abruptly shifted. With influencer support, a viral online response, and a huge wave of hype, Clark's shoe campaign quickly overwhelmed all the A1 had going for it. A'ja's moment seemed to be passing quickly to someone else. The most absurd aspect was that Nike didn't even produce a shoe specifically designed for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin appears in the promo for this limited edition Kobe 5 Pro PE in vivid crimson, midnight navy, and university gold. However, the excitement was unbelievable. On Monday, June 29th, Nike Basketball's X account released the 40-second promo for the new sneakers. Within minutes, it went viral on YouTube and Instagram. Caitlin Clark is shown in the opening scene of the advertisement lacing on her trainers while composed, concentrated, and locked in. However, the camera pans in on her eyes as she tightens the laces. They shift, slit, and glow yellow in an instant. It hits forcefully, yet you miss the shot because it's a blink. An homage to the famous Black Mamba persona of Kobe Bryant.
Now, shot. Lays in on a delectable dime for Caitlin Clark.
The shoes were sold out on Nike's website in less than a minute, indicating that everyone was watching. Indeed, less than a minute. It was an obvious moment that conveyed a message. Caitlin Clark is doing more than just making a difference. The needle is her. As anticipated, secondary markets erupted right away, with resale prices rising from $300 to $600. A startling increase from the initial price of $190. A'ja Wilson's shoes have remained unused on the shelf ever since they were introduced to the market, gradually moving towards the clearing area. Nike made every effort to make A'ja Wilson their next great star before Caitlin's arrival. They gave her a $20 million annual deal and used creative advertising to tell her underdog tale. However, the unfortunate reality for A'ja is that Clark's natural contributions cannot be forced. Caitlin Clark signed a huge $28 million endorsement agreement with Nike during her rookie season, marking the beginning of her WNBA career. A gesture that caused many people to raise an eyebrow. Legends and veterans of the WNBA questioned why a rookie was given such a large salary before she had even established herself in the league. However, all of that commotion subsided the moment Clark put on those Nikes and took the court. Her presence, her skill, and the immediate spike in attendance and ticket sales said it all. She was more than a novice. She was incredible. Furthermore, Nike's venture didn't seem risky at the time. It appeared to be a power move. Even though Nike made every effort to spoon-feed A'ja Wilson, Clark was already well known from her time in college. Her economic impact on the city of Iowa was an astounding $82 million. Nike was too preoccupied with checking social justice boxes to see raw talent when it was in front of them, but the 23-year-old boy merely needed a basketball and a hoop to create headlines. Jordan Rogers, the former head of Nike basketball marketing, even went public to criticize Nike, saying they nearly lost their golden goose. Instead of concentrating on Caitlin Clark, the true moneymaker, earlier, their stocks fell to a 5-year low while they were preoccupied with trying to create what was absent in A'ja Wilson.
It's making her second career start, second in a row, and Clark stays red hot.
To make a difference, Wilson needs extensive campaigns, influencer rollouts, picture shoots, and PR tours. Clark releases one picture in the interim. All of a sudden, a near rush of people is waiting in queue to purchase what she is wearing. And you know what's actually killing A'ja? Nike has now acknowledged their error and is actively pursuing Clark. Wilson's resume is undoubtedly very impressive on paper, but Clark has the stronger pull. The funniest thing about it all is that Caitlin Clark doesn't really care about being in the spotlight, in contrast to A'ja Wilson and her top dog mentality. Similar to how Caitlin's humility peaked during the post-game media availability following her first triple-double in the WNBA against the Atlanta Dream, Aaliyah Boston was there to make fun of her.
But like obviously 13 assists, like that means my teammates made 13 shots off my passes, so that goes to them. But I mean, I don't know.
She's so humble, isn't she?
Well, I don't know what to say.
Let me tell
I mean, it's great. I don't know.
Pretty cool, Caitlin. Great job, sister.
And that's precisely what makes the whole thing so crazy. Clark is not pleading for people's attention. She is not asking the league to give in to her demands. She simply shows up, gives a performance, and leaves everyone speechless. Nike, however, is unable to maintain its shoe inventory. Social media is always discussing her. Additionally, record numbers of fans are turning up. A'ja Wilson, who experienced the entire Nike rollout, the glitzy promotional campaigns, the brand alliances, and the press tours, finds it painful to watch all of this happen from the sidelines. Not only do Clark's shoes perform far better than hers, but Caitlin didn't even attempt to make it happen. A'ja is furious about that. The fact that the league's newest hero is effortlessly outperforming everyone without even trying to flex is more impressive than just the numbers or the buzz. A'ja has been observed. Wilson used the racism card and disparaged Caitlin Clark in the past. She mentioned how Caitlin Clark's white privilege has given her an advantage during a conversation at the 2024 NCAA Women's Final Four.
Like, you say it's not really about me. She knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. Like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top. And it reminds me a lot of you.
Now picture Wilson's reaction as she watches from the sidelines as the athlete she once disregarded becomes the face of Nike's entire women's basketball line as well as the WNBA. Furthermore, it would be incorrect to characterize this as a social rivalry given the already circulating rumors of a full Clark trademark series. The game has been totally dominated by Caitlin Clark. If A'ja was already furious, this most recent development could push her over the edge. A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark's Nike feud is strikingly similar to the WNBA's present situation. Since Caitlin hurt her groin during the game against the Seattle Storm, everything has fallen apart. When Caitlin Clark is playing, it seems as though no one is interested in women's basketball. The aggregate audience for the 3 games this week is still less than Caitlin Clark's lowest viewership of the season, just to show how awful it is. An unimpressive 240,000 people watched the Los Angeles Sparks vs Chicago Sky game, which included Clark's purported nemesis Angel Reese along with other celebrities including Kelsey Plum and Hailey Van Lith.